was, so what's the color correction, color grading means? Hue, right? And you're going to control saturation and brightness and color balance. Okay, so this is for the, you need to open that to do color grading. So whenever you open the picture from your iPhone or the Samsung phone or any camera, right? Whenever you bring it to the picture to the Photoshop, which is the raster software, you need to do color grading. Okay, so it's the, you have to open that hue, saturation, brightness, color balance for that, right? Whenever you record that video, it's same thing. You have to bring that video to the video editing software or video composition software, and you have to open that hue, saturation, brightness, color balance there, right? So I showed that last class. I showed that the basic, basic. That's it. I mean, it's not basic. It's fundamental. It's basic here. So that's what I show you. Open with Photoshop. I'm opening that. This is my picture. Okay, and so it's free only for you. Okay, so you can use it as your portfolio with that, right? Somebody asks you who took a picture, you can say my name, but if they don't ask any question like that, you don't need to answer that question. Okay, so you're going to show that color grading, but you have to usually show that before and after, right? Because you have to compare that color grading before and after, people can see that and what's the difference for that, right? So that's usually you have to make that for the portfolio. So last week, so whenever you open the picture, right, what you have to do, duplicate it. I'm going to do one more time, okay? Duplicate layer, name it whatever you want it, right? So I'm going to put that Boston Common here. I think I took a picture in 2018. Yeah. Or longer, older for that. And hide the background one here, right? And what you have to do, histogram. You're going to use that histogram for the photo. So look at here, please. For 2D images, you're going to use histogram to see that the value, the brightness of the picture, right? So also you can see that red, green, blue amount of the picture of that one here. In the video, is different. In the video, you're going to use it. Look at that here. Waveform. Okay, you have to memorize that one. And then you're going to use a vectorscope. Okay, and you're going to use it RGB, red, green, blue, parade. That's the name of that one here, right? So same thing. We're going to use it different, the function for that. But waveform, this is for the brightness. So I'm going to do the demo today. And for the vectorscope, this is for the hue and saturation. So you can see that the value of the hue and saturation using the vectorscope. RGB parade for what? The last one? Color balance, right? Okay, so color balance here. Okay, this is all about color grading in digital media, nothing else. So I'm going to do, for the images, when you open the histogram right here, right, in the Photoshop, go to Window, histogram, you can see colorful histogram here, right? So make sure you go to see the brightness. This is the luminosity. That's the brightness, okay? So, or luma, right? That's the brightness of the picture. Good, right? And then you can see that why this one is washed out. It's not colorful because you see that I'll get that, this one here. I'm going to make it bigger. Good. So that's the brightness of the picture, correct? That's the pixel, right? So what's the darkest pixel of the picture? Is this one, correct? That's darkest pixel. What's the brightest pixel, which is white, which is over here, right? So that's the black and that's the white. So we call that this area is shadow area, okay? In any application you see that. And this area, around this area, okay? That's a highlighting area. And this is the what? It is mid-tone area. Mid-tone area. You're going to see that these three words all the time when you do the color grading because every application uses that the words here, right? So, but you see that, and you see that this gap here, so that's the black color is right there. That's the white color over there, right? Correct? So you have a gap around here, right? So this darkest pixel should be what? Black, right? Dark. It's not 100%, but it should be dark black, right? So you have to move it to this way, okay? And the white, that's the sky, right, in the picture. So you have to move that to this way here. So you're making that black color is darker, white color wider, brighter, okay? But make sure that it's not overexposed for that, okay? So shadow, mid-tone, highlighting. Don't forget that. Left side is black, right side is white. In histogram. That's the histogram, right? Okay. Good. I'm going to go to the Photoshop here. So that's the histogram right now. So, okay, what are you going to do with that, right? That's the question. Okay, I have not touching here, but that's what you have to do. You go to the image, adjustments, right? Good. And you have to use that for the brightness, level or curve. Level or curve, okay? I'm going to use the level for the brightness. Right now you see that histogram, and you see the small icon here. That's the control of the what? Shadow area, okay? On the right side, this is control of what? Highlighting area, right? In the middle one, control of the mid-tone area for that, right? So make sure that what I'm telling that, hey, black is, look at me, right there, okay? Make sure that black is black. Look at that, this one here. The histogram here, it's moving to where? Like this, right? So what I'm doing, I'm making that dark pixel is darker with it. Good? Okay? And the white pixel, brighter. But make sure that you look at the sky. This is the area of highlighting area, right? So make sure that you don't lose this like a cyan bluish sky texture, right? So make sure that I'm going to move it, right? A little bit, but not like that. You're losing the detail for that, right? So a little bit here, right? A little bit brighter. Good. And the mid-tone. Right? So what I'm doing, making the dark pixel darker, bright pixel brighter, it means contrast. Okay? So somebody said, hey, this is very nice contrast. That means you have a black as dark pixel, right? Similar. And then white pixel is whiter for that, but not overexposed for that. Good? So I'm going to cancel that one for now. And then hue saturation. Go to adjustment, hue saturation, right? And then you're going to do, you see that, right? Shadows, mid-tone, highlighting. So you understand now, right? Okay? So you can change that shadow area of the red, green, blue, mid-tone area, red, green, blue. You can have adjustment for that here, right? So, this is color balance. I'm going to open that hue saturation, right? Hue saturation right there. But usually you're not going to change that hue because when this hue is a circle, 36 degree, right? So when you rotate it, When you move that one, means that you are rotating. It messes up the color, right? So will be blue, will be green, green will be red, something like that, right? So you're not going to do that for that. But saturation is that, you're going to make some high saturation like this. Not too much, right? Okay. How much? That's the question. Why not this one? Why not? Okay. But, usually I remember that when I took a picture, it looks like this. Okay. So I can give us some plus minus for that, right? But not, this is not real. It doesn't exist in nature for that, right? Can I use it? Of course. Your artistic concept is like that one, high saturation. That's okay, right? But in common sense, it doesn't exist in nature for that, right? So I'm going to leave it here. When I say okay, done, which means that I'm not changing it. I'm not able to adjust it, right? So when I say okay, it's done. But, oh, no, I'm going to give more. What you have to do? You have to undo, right? Undo and go back for that, right? So look at here. Images, that's the adjustments. This is about the color adjustments. But you're going to use a level or curve and saturation, hue saturation, and color balance, right? How about the other one? This is kind of special, the function here. I never use it, okay? So like a black and white, invert, so I don't use that one here. So, but I don't use this over here anymore because that software company, they add more function every day, every month, right? So what they did, they put that, look at here, attention. In the layer, when you click the images, you see that at the bottom, this one, right? Name is that the adjustment layer. This one has same function, then same copy right there, right? So I have a same menu at the bottom on the layer. Also, I see that adjustment, same menu in right there. So what's the difference, right? The question is what's the difference? When you use that the adjustment layer function in the layer, you are able to adjust it, change it for that. Okay, so I'm going to show you here. Okay, so I'm going to do the color grading for this picture. Adjustments, what's the first one? Usually go to the brightness, okay? So in the brightness, you're not going to use a brightness contrast. You're going to use a level or curve. Good? Okay? Or level or curve. Okay, so I'm going to use the curve at this time. Look at here, what's happening. When I click the curve, you got that one icon, right? That's the icon with that. This is the curve icon, okay? Good? What's this one? Layer mask, right? So layer mask for that. So look at it here. When I click this one, that's the options, properties for the layer mask. This is when I click this one. Look at that here. Now I see that curve, right? Sounds good? Okay? So you adjust that here. Whenever you see that curve, what you have to do? Whenever you see the curve, this curve is everywhere for the brightness control. Whenever you see that line, right? You have to click 3 times. What is it? This is click. Look at me. Click here. That will be the control of the highlighting area. This will be the control of the midtone area. This is control is for shadow area. Good? Okay? Good? So what do you do? So look at that histogram here. So I'm going to move this one down to over there, making the black darkest pixel to darker. Look at me. So this is the control of the shadow area, right? So it will change that around this area. So I'm going to move down. See that, right? So I'm making what? Darker pixel with the darker. Correct? Not too much. Don't crash it, right? Oh, I think that's enough here. And then I'm going to open it. Highlighting area, right? So look at that, this line over here. So white will be brighter, but don't lose that this little bit bluish, the cyan sky. Okay? So I'm going to bring it up. Right? It's moving up. Don't lose it. So I'm going to a little bit like that here. Right? And then midtone. Midtone, this is your taste, right? Making darker, making brighter here. Like that. But look at that here. I did my best when I take a picture. Actually, this is a video shot here. Look at that. It looks like an S, right? Looks like an S. It looks like an S, right? Okay? The reason it should be always S because I'm making the bright pixel brighter, right? Not overexposed. Darker pixel darker, pushing down here, right? It makes a S line here, right? So that's the difference now. You see that? Before, after. Before and after, right? So what's next? I just finished that brightness. What's next? Hue saturation, right? So I'm going to click that hue saturation right here. So now you see the other different icon here, right? That's the, keep in mind that this is the masking. So I'm going to click this one here, right? So that's a hue saturation, right? So hue saturation control is right there. So I told you don't touch the hue, right? Okay. So you're going to use it, give a little bit high saturation. Good? Right? Okay. And oh, it's not too much. I'm going to bring it down. So you don't need to do undo. You can have a control for that, right? So that's why you have to use it at the bottom on in the menu here. But look at here. Your boss said that, hey, can you make this tree, yellow one, as a black and white? Or not colorful like that one here, right? It's too much saturation. I only need that this area not saturated like that one, right? In that case, what do you have to do? You click the mask. So white means that this saturation apply that all white area, correct? Right? Correct? Saturation applied all white area of this picture. That's the meaning of that one. So when you paint it with a black color, I'm going to click that. Okay. You're going to paint it with a black color, paint, brush. I'm going to click the mask area, and I'm going to paint it with a black color. And what's happening? Because white in the mask, white is selection. It's visible for that, right? Black is not select, right? And transparency. So, which means that when I paint it with a white color like this, what happens? Only this area, the black area, this hue saturation not applied it. It's only applied that white space. Correct? Okay? Good? Okay, I bring it back. In that case, what you have to do? You have to paint what color? What color? I want to bring it that with white color. Here. Good? Okay, that's the masking here. Okay, good. So I just did that. It's too much, right? I said I'm going to do a little bit down here. Okay. And the other one? What's the last one? I did the brightness, hue saturation, color balance, right? Okay. So color balance is right here. Color balance here. And that's the optional. Okay, I like the little bit yellowish, but I don't like that one, all right? It's my art, okay? So I can do whatever I want it. So I'm going to give it, usually give that mid-tone, right? So you understand it now. Shadow tone, shadow area, mid-tone here. In the mid-tone, give it a little bit blue lighting, right? Blue lighting. So I'm making that, removing that, what? Yellow tint, right? Good? Okay, so that's the color grading in the Photoshop. That's why you have to do every day. Whenever you open the picture, you have to do color grading for that. Good? Okay. I have a problem. The problem is that, you know, I make a duplicate right here, correct? Right? Before I do the color grading. So when I open the one picture, the background one, that was the original one, correct? Right? And I open it, this one, same picture, correct? And then over the layer, I apply the 3 color grading one, correct? Right? But when I hide this picture, boom, this one also apply that this picture and that picture too. it will apply that any picture at the bottom here. If you have 150 pictures, it apply that anything at the bottom here. I don't want it. I want only apply this color grading only for what? This picture, Boston Common. Good? So in that case, when you click that each adjustment to layer, you see that this small icon, that one. Okay? Look at that, what's the difference? Excuse me. When you click that one, boom. You see that difference, right? That means this one, right? Small icon here. It means this color grading only apply that this picture. For that, right? Look at that here now. Before at the bottom one and the top one. Before and top one. Right? So don't forget this one here. Sounds good?
So it's still impacted even though that first photo is locked? Like if
The locking, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it's just applying that all the day here. Unlock, lock doesn't matter with that. But the point is that if you don't click that one, the small one here, it will apply that any picture at the bottom for that. Okay, so I'm gonna undo here. I spent 4 hours when I was in college. I didn't know that. I didn't know, but I spent your 4 hours, correct? Right? Okay. So I'm showing that one picture, right? But this processing is the same, any pictures for that. Okay, and I'm gonna save that, save as. Again, when you click that save as, you only have a full menu here, right? Okay, you can save but if you wanna have a full format, make sure save a copy with it, right? And then you get the full menu like this one for that, okay? So when you save a T for Targa, make sure that you use that save a copy. So I'm gonna save that on the desktop for my record. Okay, so this is class project, okay? So pay attention. When you pay attention in the class, you save time when you go back to home for the homework, okay? So this is New York City. This is my picture, actually, okay? So you can use that picture. Only my students can use it, okay? So I'm gonna do color grading for this one. And that's a class project, okay? You're gonna follow me there. So I'm gonna open this one. I used my phone for the picture. Adobe Photoshop here, right? So usually I open the layers, histogram, channels, right? So I'm doing that color grading. So make sure you got that Luma here, layer for that. So I'm going to duplicate it, duplicate layer. So I'm going to put that New York City, hide the background, right? Good. So usually when I have any picture with that, I keep that 16:9 ratio, okay? So which means that I keep that 16:9 ratio. Okay, somebody say 2K, somebody say 4K, right? When you at 8K TV for that, they are all 16:9 ratio. It's HD TV here, right? The old one, we use that 4:3 ratio. It's my grandmother's TV, right? So that's the, 4:3 ratio. It's in the HD TV is longer, 16:9 ratio with that. Okay. So I want to keep that 16:9 ratio with that, right? So I'm going to do select. Look at me here. Okay. So I want to keep that. In the selection, you can see that normal selection, fixed ratio, fixed size, right? I'm going to get the fixed size, width 9, height 16 ratio, right? Good. So that's the 16:9 ratio. I don't know the size, but when you have the selection, this is 16:9 ratio with that, right? So fortunately, I have a 16:9 ratio picture with it, right? So I'm not gonna crop it, okay? So I'm gonna keep that. So I'll click outside here. So that's good. That's good. Oh, selection. With that. So I'm gonna do color grading for that, right? Different picture, same processing. Step 1. But you have to make sure that, when you do the color grading, make a snapshot, okay? Like me. And because whenever I learn anything new, I have something like that. I make a snapshot for that. So next time when I open any software, right, I don't watch YouTube anymore. I just follow it. But it's a different picture for that, right? So DaVinci green screen here, that's another software here. That's, the snapshot I do that here. I spend a little bit more time, but next time what I do, I open this one and I just follow it. Save a lot of time for that, right? So I hope you make a snapshot, to do, to any processing in digital media here. Okay, so I'm going to do color grading. Step 1, brightness, right? So I'm going to use it at the bottom. Make sure you select the video, the picture. Click. What is it?
Levels.
Level or curve. Okay, I'm going to use level here. As you see that the histogram right here, look at that. Darkest pixel is dark, right? Almost there. I did a great job for that. Okay, so this is a very nice job here. Okay, and so that's what you see it. But very careful about overexpose. The white is you see a little bit texture on here. Keep that one, right? So, but I need to touch it though. I'm going to touch it. I think bottom one is fine. A little bit, right? I'm going to get a little bit, right? A little bit, right? Who care about it? Who care about the little bit here, right? The professionals, they care about that one. It's a small difference, make a big difference for that, right? So I'm going to give a white area, make sure that I don't lose the sky, right? That's overexposed here. So I'm going to make sure that a little bit here. And the midtone, it's my taste. I'm going to make it a little bit darker, like this. Good? Okay, done with that. And then next, hue saturation, right? So I'm going to click the hue saturation. I'm going to give don't touch hue and saturation. You can give a little bit high saturation, low saturation, right? No saturation means that black and white. No saturation means that no color, right? Okay, so I'm going to give it a little bit dynamic feeling over here. Good? Done. Okay, it's very simple. What's the last one? Color balance, right? So I'm going to click that one here. Color balance over there. So usually I give you see that it's a yellow tint, right? And you can keep that yellow tint, warm color, right? But I want to have a little bit, not too much, a little bit cool color. I think warm color is better. I'll give a more warm color with that, more reddish color. That's your choice, okay? Something like that. Good? Okay, good. So now, as I say that, this function only apply that one, right? New York City. So in that case, make sure you got that small icon. The name is very long here, right? So it's about this adjustment affects all layers below. So I'm going to click that one here. So when you see that this small arrow icon means that it only apply that next bottom one. Here. So you can compare that. Before, oops, I'm going to click this one, that one here. So that's the before and after, right? You can easily compare that. Is it better? Yeah, I think it's better, right? And digital design, the processing is the game of the not making the mistake here, right? Okay? It's game of the not making the mistake here. In the production, you can do better than anybody and think, but the point is that it's the game of not making the mistake here, right? So, all that. Okay, good. Easy, right? That's a class project. But you have to show that before and after, right? If you only show this picture, okay, what is it? Correct? So I'm gonna give that before and after both of them on the screen for that, right? In that case, I'm going to go to the image, and you can see the image size. So this image size that the New York City picture, correct? Canvas size that it's canvas. You have a canvas and you put that New York City picture with that, right? So I'm going to expand it canvas size only. When I click that one, let me see. I need the calculation of that. Okay, canvas size. Make sure you got the pixel, right? So in the middle, look at that. So I'm going to have a before here, after over there, right? So I'm going to, with this, I'm going to double size, right? So I'm going to 1678 multiply 2 is 3356 pixel. I'm going to get double it, right? 3356. It's in the middle. Correct? Right? When I click this one, what does that mean? It will the double size in this direction. Good? When I click over here, it will add the canvas in only this direction for that. Right? When you have in the middle, it will be the half and half. Because I only changing the width, right? So I want to have, okay, keep this left over here, only expand it double size and this direction for that, right? That's the meaning of that one. So I'm going to say okay, right? So when you expand it, usually background will be this background color. Okay, so it will be white or maybe, oh, here you go. Canvas extension color, what color you want it. Foreground, background, or transparency, right? So I'm going to put the background, which is white color, right? Say okay? Ready? Okay, so I got the white color, right? It doesn't hurt the images, right? I only expanded canvas with it. Good? So I use the image where? Canvas size. Okay, good. So now, what you're going to do, actually I'm going to move that background picture using the move tool, right? Move. I want to grab the picture. So actually I'm going to hide it, all of them, hide the front one here. I'm going to move it to the right with a shift. Shift is you're moving that 180 degree, shift with that 90 degree, shift with that 45 degree for that, right? So in the shift, you see that when I move it, you see that it's almost over there, boom, right? Boom, right? Because I turn it on in default, it's a snapping. Snapping to guides, snapping to layer, you turn it on, right? So I can exactly go to the right edges right there, okay? If you turn it off, what's happening? I don't know. It's very, very. It doesn't go automatically go that to the edges, right? So make sure to turn it on, snapping, and move it. Good. Okay. I'm gonna turn it on the New York City one here, and now you can see before and after, right? So when you put this picture on your website, right, you can explain that. Hey, left side is that before. Right side is that, actually, left side is that after. The other side is before. I apply that color grading using the hue, saturation, brightening. You can explain that very short word here. Okay? Okay, good. And then make sure you save that. That's the class project, okay? Save it. So name it week 05. Class project, right? And name it your name, no space, desktop save, right? You have to save one more time. At this time, you're gonna save the file, export, and go to the save for the web, okay? And I'm gonna use it JPEG, very high all the time, so you can put it on the website there, right? So that would be the 38 megabyte is a 5 megabyte. 5 megabyte is a little bit bigger than it's big for the internet hosting here, but for the website, but it's okay for now. Okay, save that right here on the desktop. Save it, and you're gonna send it to me. Good? Okay, class project, and I'm recording it, so I'll send you the recording by the end of today. Okay, so you will get that here. So can you do that color grading in the Photoshop? Right? That's what I do every day. Okay. Let me finish the lecture. Summary of the So to us, this is the color, okay? Lighting is color with that, right? So that's the lighting is that cool color, warm color, right? White balanced here. So that's a hue. That's why you see the circle, R, Y, G, B, P for that, right? You have to memorize that one. That's a rainbow color for that, right? You see that the yellow one here, right side is warm color, left side is cool color for that, right? So RGB, we are talking about red, hue, saturation, brightness. Okay, I already explained that here. That's very important. You have to understand that one because every application uses that one here, right? So this is the color what we see. How many colors? 16.7 million color with that, right? So when you cut it half, you see that hue, 36 degree. That's the color with that, right? When you cut it half from the top, that is very important for that. Bottom is black in brightness. Top is white. 0% brightness. Top is 100% brightness. Outside 100% what? Saturation. Inside 0% saturation. Okay? You have a hue, 36 degree. Saturation, 0 to 100. Right? What is that one? Brightness, 0 to 100% with that. Right? Same thing. Hue, 36 degree, saturation, outside high saturation, inside no saturation here. Bottom is black, top is white in brightness. Okay? Don't forget that one because that's every software use that one. Whenever you see the circle, okay, this is a hue. Correct? Right? And then hue, saturation, 0 to 100%. Different company, different application, they use that same concept with that. Right? So I already explained that one. Look at that here, right? This is one color. It's one color with that, right? Different what? Different brightness, different saturation. It's one color to us for that, right? So, good. Okay. So different, every application, even the 3D application, what's the H? Hue, right? What's the S? Saturation. What's the V? Value, brightness. Right? Sometimes they said 0 to 100%. Sometimes they have that 0 to 1. Same thing here. Okay? Sometimes they call that 0 to 255. You understand that 256, right? 0 to 255, right? So 0 will be black, 255 is white for that. Okay? Good. Look at that. This is another video editing software. So you see that why is a circle? That's 36 degree. It's about color changes, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to tell you about the video. Ready? Okay. So usually I don't teach not much about the video production here, but you should know that this color grading in the video for that. I teach the media in motion once a year in this school, once a year in the spring semester. This course I teach that twice maybe 3 times, 4 times, every year. But, media in motion, I only teach the once a year for that here. So now you pay attention to me because this will be your first time, maybe your last time to learn color grading for the video for that, okay? So I'm going to use it. Just put this one right there. this video. This is actually video. Okay, I got a snapshot here, and when you see that, you can see that this is a 321 megabytes, right? I took a this video in 2018 at 4 p.m. in the Boston Common. With that, the camera was I used that Sony EX3 camera. So you see the MOV. What's the MOV? That's the format, right? JPEG format, right? PNG is format. MOV is format for the video. Every video format has codec. Okay, you see the codec Apple ProRes Photo 2 HQ. That's the name of the codec. So how can you get the codec in the camera? In the camera, in the menu. So what format do you want it? I want a MOV Apple ProRes Photo 2 HQ. That's the most popular codec, right? Very high level with it, right? And linear PCM, that's the audio codec. Good, right? So how long? 3 seconds. So only 3 seconds is a 320 megabyte, huge file. It's not even the 2K for that. It's the HD size, 1920 by 1080 with that. Okay, so I'm going to open this one. I'm going to open the video editing software, actually video composition software, After Effects, to do color grading. Okay, so that's the interface right here. So I'm going to go to interface, window, workspace, default reset. Boom. That's the regular interface, right? So when you work on that video software, it's very simple. Step 1, import. Step 2, edit. Step 3, export, right? Okay, it's very simple, right? So import, usually go to the file, import, file. I'm going to get the video right there. Open it, right? I import that. Double click, you can see the preview with it. So I can get the fit, actually right there, fit. You can see the whole video, but I don't want it. So I just review that here. So step 1, import. Step 2, editing, right? To editing in the After Effects, you have to create a composition, which is this one, timeline, right? Okay, so usually you can do the creating, editing, the timeline, which is the composition, drag and drop it right there, boom. So now I see the video right here, and spacebar, 3 seconds. Good? Okay, I'm gonna do the color grading. What's the color grading? I know, I see, hue, brightness first, right? Hue, saturation, brightness, color balance, same thing, but as I mentioned it at the beginning, over here, for the 2D images, we use the histogram, correct? Right? We use the histogram for the Photoshop. But now we're going to use it waveform for the brightness, vectorscope for the hue saturation, and RGB parade for the color balance. Good? Okay. You have to memorize that one. Waveform, vectorscope, RGB parade. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to open that window, lumetri scope. You see that, the lumetri scope here? And you can see this is the round. So now you can guess it. That's the control or monitoring hue and saturation of that, right? When I click this one here, I'm going to open that waveform, which is this one. I'm going to hide the vectorscope. This is the brightness of that video, right? Okay, do you remember? Bottom is black, right? Shadow. Top is highlighting in the middle tone here, right? So this is what is the most darkest pixel of this video? Right there, right? Who is this one? This is this guy over there. Good? Okay? All the white area is over there, the sky. Right? This tree is right there, around right there for that. Okay? So 0 to 100%. Now you see that darkest pixel is right here. So what you have to do? You have to bring it down. Correct? You see the 0 here? The 100% black. So it's not going to touch a little bit here. So you're going to bring it down. The white, 100%. When you go over, what is it? Overexposed. White out, right? So you're not going to go over 100, right? So white is right there. And midtone area. Good? So this is a waveform. Okay? I'm going to get that snapshot one more time. Oh. 4. Oh. 4. Here you go. I'm going to go over there. Paste it. I'm going to make it a little bit small. Here. And I'm going to get the snapshot for. I'm going to make it a little bit small. Something like that. Over here. Good. So, okay. What is the name of this one? I said waveform. Good? Okay. For what? For brightness. Okay. Good. So this guy right there. Good? Okay. This guy right here. That one. Okay. This is black area right there. It's just down here. It's around right there. Okay. So this is black, hundreds. That's the black. Top is white. Right? So we call that same thing. This area is shadow area. Top area around there. What? Highlighting area, right? In the middle?
Midtone.
Thank you. Midtone area. Good? Okay, so, okay, and in the Photoshop, what did we use for the brightness control? We said the monitoring here. What function do we? Huh? Level or curve? Same thing. Okay, so where is it? Okay, that's the question. Where is that one here? In the After Effects, when you click the Effects and Preset, you can find the color correction. See that, right? When you open it, it's a lot of color correction thing here. But you're going to use it level right there or curve, right? Okay, I'm going to open the curve. What you have to do, grab it, drag and drop it to the video, right? When you drop it, you see that menu right there, function, option for that one here, right? Okay, I told you, whenever you see that this cross line, what you have to do?
3 points.
Click, 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 right? So this click for that control of that highlighting area in the middle tone area and shadow area of that, right? So look at me. I'm going to bring this one down here, right? Bring it down. You see that, right? Not too much for that. Make sure that bring it down here like that. White area, bring it up, but don't lose that the bluish tint, right? I'm going to get that a little bit here. And then midtone, your taste, okay? A little bit like that one. And before, FX on and off. Before and after. For the video. But same thing like Photoshop. Photoshop for the images, but it's a video. But you're not going to use the histogram. You're going to use the waveform for the brightness of that. Okay. What is it? What's the next? Hue, saturation, right? So same thing. You can find the hue, saturation right there. Drag and drop it. Boom. I'm going to minimize that curve right there. That's a hue saturation. Correct? Right? That's why you see the circle. That's a hue. You're not going to touch it, right? Okay. And then saturation with that, I'm going to give them more saturation. But for the saturation, hue saturation, as I mentioned it, where is it? Oh, right there. Okay. I told you for the hue and saturation, you need what? Vectorscope. We just use that waveform, right? For the brightness. So I need to open that vectorscope. Hey, click over here. I'm going to use that vectorscope. I have a small window. I'm going to hide it waveform here. So that's the vectorscope. It's a circle. Means it's monitoring for hue, right? Look at that here. Red, magenta, blue, cyan, green, yellow. Right? This is the amount of the color. You see that a little bit yellowish here? That's why you see that more amount of the yellow for that. Good? Okay? So that's the amount of the color. So I'm going to apply hue saturation right there, right? So I'm going to give that more saturation. Look at over here. What is that one? More color, right? I'm expanding the color of that, right? And then when I get in low to the left, look at that. Black and white has no color. It's one point over here. It's black and white. That's the color on here. That's too much. I know that, but that you see that. That's the saturation of that. What's the hue? Look at the hue. Yellow, I'm going to rotate it from here to over there. What's happening? Every yellow color will be blue, like this. Good? So I'm messing up the color, right? So every yellow color will be green for that. So I'm not, that's why we don't have to touch it though, right? So I'm going to get 0 here. I think it was 0. Good. A little bit is fine, not here. And so saturation, I'm going to give a little bit more saturation like that here. Good? So I just finished that brightness using waveform, right? Hue saturation using vectorscope, correct? Right? And the one last one, color balance, right? In the color balance, you have to open that RGB parade. This is the one. Hide the vectorscope here. That's the R, red, green, blue parade. It's a 3 waveform. This is waveform for the red color, waveform for the green color, waveform for the blue color, right? So for the RGB parade, the color balance, I'm going to find out color balance here, drag and drop it here. You understand that this now here because that you see that shadow area red, green, blue, midtone area red, green, blue, right? Highlighting area red, green, blue here. This looks like yellowish color because you see that the red, green, blue is bottom, right? Red, green is higher than blue with that, right? That's why you see that yellowish color of that one here, right? So this one, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to touch mid-tone blue, right? Okay? And then you see that this, I think this is the one, this one and that one, that one. I'm going to bring this up like this, right? So I'm giving more blue color, blue lighting with it. Good? So that's before, after, before and after here. So I'm making a little bit more color balance of that one. It's good? Okay. So That's the before. That's the after. Right? So that's the color grading for video with it. Okay? Good. So same function, right? We are using the hue saturation, brightness, and color balance, right? For the photo in the Photoshop, the video with it. So keep in mind that we are using that histogram in the Photoshop. But for the video, we're going to use it waveform for brightness, vectorscope for the hue saturation, RGB parade for the color balance. Okay, good. So far, so good? Right? Okay. I'm going to go get. Here you go. So what is this one? For brightness, for the waveform. This is waveform here, right? So as you see that, this is interesting here. This white, I'm going to use this one. This white, actually gray color is right there. It's a 70% brightness white. Good? This white, around 90 to 90% brightness, white color for that. It's good? Black color, this black is right there. It's about, I think, yeah, right there. About 5% is black. This blue is that one. Red is over there. Magenta is right there. Green, this is green. And that's the cyan, that's the cyan. And yellow, that's the brightness of the yellow. For that. So this waveform shows that brightness of color with it. It's good, right? Okay. Good. I told you we have a warm color balance here, cool color, right? And white balance here. So white balance means that when you have a video camera, before I do the recording, I put that white paper, whiteboard, in front of the camera, okay? And zoom in, fill in with the white area with the in the camera here. I click this one. That's the manual white balance button on the camera for that, right? This is automatic. This is the automatic, auto, outside, inside. And this one is this lighting, fluorescence lighting, right? Okay. So I never use the auto. You always put that white paper. If you don't have a white paper, whiteboard, find out the white color in the room. Zoom in, push the button. That's the white balance. This is what you are doing is that you are telling the camera, hey, this is white color. Camera is stupid, okay? They don't know the color. You have to tell them white is white, okay? So look at that. When you click that white balance button in the camera, it gives that Kelvin temperature. Okay? That's the temperature of the color for that, right? So when I do that here, white balance, it will be about 30,500 something. That's good, right? When I go outside, it will be 5,000 Kelvin with that. So camera tells the number for that, right? So which one is better? That's the painting, right? Of course, this is white balance, right? So this one has yellow tint, right? This is not too much cool here, right? This is the one here. Automatic white balance with that yellow. So different white balance result in the different final result of the picture, right? So white balance is very, very important. That's the original one here, right? So when you do that different white balance, you can get this one or that one over there. Good, right? So this is the manual white balance. That's the automatic white balance, right? In this room, white is white, correct? Right? But in this room, white is a little bit yellowish for that automatic white balance. You have to do that manual white balance for that. You have to tell white color, and then camera recognize that, oh, that's white. Okay, I can adjust that other color together. Sounds good? Don't mess up with that. This is a not white balance picture, right? Okay, and you have to fix it like this. White should be white there, right? You can fix it, but do your best when you do the recording it. Do your best. Make sure that you got the right brightness and the white balance with that here, right? Don't mess up your friend's wedding. Okay? In that case, you have to zoom in. In the camera, it looks like that one. You have to zoom in the white area, push the button, right? And then you can record like this one here. Even looks great. You have to bring it, the picture, to the Photoshop. Do what? Color grading, which means hue, saturation, brightness, color balance, right? Good? Okay. This is the machine I use it about 20 years ago, 1999. It was 20 years ago or for that year. So this is a machine for the waveform vectorscope RGB parade. At that time, it was $20,000 for this machine there. Was it? I'm not that old. Yeah, I'm not that old. Yeah. Okay. So how did I learn? I was in the design major 4 years. 4 years, right? They didn't teach me. They didn't taught me that, how you use it. I had no idea about it, right? I was in the art school for 3 years. They didn't teach me how to use it. I don't know. I have no idea about it, right? I doesn't know that it exists. Waveform, I don't know, right? Okay. So, but I have a senior producer. He is from the CNN. He worked for the CNN for more than 20 years, right? So whenever he has a video recording, he asks me to support. So I'm always happy to support him here. And I learned it from him here. And I asked a lot of questions to him. What is that one? He said, hey, this is a waveform vectorscope, hue, saturation. That's what I'm teaching now. Okay? So that's what I learned a long time ago for that. So that's the machine right there, right? But now you don't need to buy it, right? It's all digital, right? So you can open it. So when you understand that saturation, outside, inside, top is white, bottom is black, right? And hue is 36 degree, right? When you understand that one, you can understand this one here, right? So this is histogram, correct? Right? So that's the histogram. It is also available, histogram is also available in the video software, but you're going to use this one. What's the name of that? One more time? Vectorscope. Okay? For the hue and saturation monitoring here. What is that one? Waveform. Right? Bottom is black, top is white. Shadow area here, highlighting area right over there, and midtone area over there, right? What is this one? 3 waveform for the red, green, blue. It's RGB parade. For what? White balance. Okay? What's this for what? Brightness. Right? What's that for? The hue and saturation. Good? Same thing. And this is histogram. Here, they rotated 90 degrees. I don't know why. Okay, don't even think about this one here. Okay, so that's the what? Waveform, different format, right? This is a round. 1, 2, same thing. That's a vectorscope, right? And this is RGB parade. Sounds good? So this is actually a snapshot of the machine, right? And you can see that you have to connect the video camera to the machine, and it shows that brightness of that one here. Good? So that's the what? Waveform. So means that bottom is black, top is white. And that's why you see that this area is that one. You got a big problem. It's more than 100 overexposed. You lose that. It's a white color. No detail for that. You are not able to fix it. So in the camera, when you open that, looks like that, you have to adjust brightness down using the aperture or maybe the what is that?
Focus.
No, not focus. Yeah. Aperture and the recording speed. Okay, I forgot the name of that here, right? So this one, you got a problem. So you have to bring it down with that, right? And that one, this is black right there, right? Over here, this area, black, you lost the texture on here, right? In this case, you have to bring it up using the aperture here. And there's a lot of option in the camera to make it brighter, to make it darker with that. Good, right? And then you record it for that. So when you record that, the picture or any video camera, pay attention, brightest area. Make sure it doesn't overexpose. Pay attention, darkest pixel over there. It doesn't not too much dark for that.
You're talking about exposure.
Exposure, yeah.
ISO.
Oh yeah, ISO and exposure and aperture, right? And the recording
Frame per second.
frame per second, right? FPS. Yep. Okay. Good. So this is what is that one? Histogram, right? Good. Left is what? Black. Right is white, right? So highlighting area, shadow area, and midtone area. I don't know what the picture is, but we can see that it's a big problem. Overexposed. It's touching the right side. So white is pure white for that, right? That's the average midtone. That's good. No problem. I don't see any problem with that here. And then we can see, oh, this is a picture of in the night. Correct? Right? It's so dark, right? And for that. Okay, look at that. That's a histogram here. Each picture shows that the brightness of the picture here. You see that it's touching right there. You cannot fix it. You see that it's touching here. You cannot fix this one. You got a big problem like this. Good? I think this is too dark. Right? I'm not gonna use it here. I'm not gonna use this one. Maybe this is a question mark. Maybe this is a question mark here, right? So, you can fix it. This one is fine. You can fix it. You can adjust the color. This is one, it's okay. You see that here, right? So when you see that, when you do the recording in the camera or video camera, you see that histogram like this one here, you have to bring it down. You have to move to the left, right? So always pay attention, brightest area and darkest area for that, for the good contrast with it, right? Histogram is available in any camera. Good? Okay? The waveform is available in any video camera too, for that, right? So you know how to read it now. Right? So now you understand that one. That's the shadow area, midtone area, highlighting area, right? Okay? And look at that. This dark area is right there. I'm sorry, it's right there. This dark area is right there, right? And this bright area is right there for that. Okay? So it shows that amount of this pixel shows that amount of the brightness with it. So the question would be, can you read it, the histogram? Yes. Right? Just remember that. Left side's black, right side's white. Shadow area, midtone area, brightening area, right? But that's histogram, right? So, but waveform is different, right? Bottom is black, top is white, right? Top is highlighting area, which is this area, highlighting area. Waveform is shadow, this is shadow area, right? Shadow area, it's right there, shadow area right there. And midtone area is the midtone area right there, right? Histogram, we're going to use it with Photoshop, waveform for the video, right? Okay. As you see, what is that one? Bottom, top. Different format, but same thing. It's waveform for that, right? It shows that brightness of the video here. Sounds good? His face in the middle is right there. Good? This white area, any white here, it's right there. Right? Any dark area over there is right there. That's how to read it. Sounds good? Right? This white right there is waveform, not the vectorscope. Waveform here. Okay, this blue, this is blue. So imagine that the Y position, right? Okay, and then this red, green, cyan, blue, and this yellow here. Okay, and same thing. So this face is right there. Any white background is right there, right? It shows the brightness for that. And that's a vectorscope. As you see that red, magenta, blue, cyan, green, yellow. That's amount of the color, right? That's the color of that one here. As you see that, look at that. This is the vectorscope of this baby, not the baby, child, children, right? Well, you look at this blue color right there, right? Good? Where's this color? This is a blue right there, and this one is that one. Amount of the blue color right there. What I did that, I covered it with the black. And that's why you don't see that one anymore. Right? So this yellow, and then this is yellow right there. Yellow. All the yellow color is in the right there. For that. Every green color is in this one. Good? Okay? So that is vectorscope. It tells, it's monitoring saturation and hue. Good? That's the contrast meaning there here. One last one is that in the camera, you can turn it on, the zebra pattern. Okay? You're not recording it, but in the monitor, the viewfinder, you show that the zebra pattern means that it's a warning sign. For what? For the overexposed white. For that. Okay? So in the camera, you can set it up. Hey, give me the warning sign, 75% brightness. Give me the warning sign, 85% brightness, right? So 95%. So when I set it up 85%, anything brightness more than 85%, you can see this zebra pattern with that. So now you can get the warning, oh, I'm almost 85% white, right? Good? Because when you got that 95%, more than 100%, you got a big problem. It's gone. That area is overexposed. You're not able to fix it though. Okay? Every camera has the one. This case, you see that brightness over there? So it should be 85% brightness. You can see there's some pattern. There's a zebra pattern for that. Okay? So I'm just finished that color grading for the photo and video. Okay? So this is a class project. I'm going to send the video by the end of the today. Right? So watch the video carefully and then just follow what I'm doing here, and then you're going to send me that the file. Right? Okay? And thank you for your attention today. And next week has another very important of the function in digital media for that. Okay? Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Okay, make sure you sign on the